What's up, everybody? This is Jaron Galino from Lynch Mob and Heaven's Edge, and you're watching the Crash Course Metal Show with my boy, Trevor Crash Knight. Crank it up.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Crash Course Metal Show. We got us an awesome interview here today, and we got with us Andy from Smoking Snakes. What is going on, my man?
We are full of sin and chronic ideas. We are full of sin and let nobody win. We are full of sin. We crawling under your skin.
Hey Trevor, good talk to you.
Yes.
It's so good today, especially here in Sweden. Sunny today finally. So it's a happy day here.
Yeah, same here. Same here on the east coast of the USA. Pretty sunny, getting kind of warm. Good times. Good party feel
Exactly.
weather. So
Yeah, exactly.
good deal, man. All right, so basically for fans that are unaware of Smoking Snakes and who Andy is, basically, can you kind of just give us a little bit of background on yourself and also who Smoking Snakes is?
Yeah. We started the band like in 2022. It's like 2 years we started the band actually.
Okay.
And because of that, we don't have too much things to say. We are quite a new band, if you know what I mean. We
Right.
don't have this huge story or anything, but yeah.
All right. So basically you guys did release an EP, correct? About
Yeah.
a year or two ago? Those 3 songs ended up going on to your debut album once you signed the Frontiers Records, and that is Danger Zone here.
Yep.
Very good album. Anyone that's a fan of like the sleaze, the harder stuff, like more of a wasp grit to it, very that Smoking Snakes is right up your guys' alley. And so can you kind of tell us like how did the album come? Because you did, from what made me bring up the EP, you did put those 3 songs then onto the album Danger Zone. And then can you kind of explain how Frontiers kind of found you guys, or like how was the signing process there?
Okay. Yeah. After we did the EP, we had a problem that was to find gigs to play in Sweden.
Okay.
We didn't find any gigs, and we just listened. You need to have an album. You're not a band. You will not get any gigs if you don't have an album. Okay, so let's do an album. And when we were about to finish record the album, we were like, God, we spent a lots of money doing this. It sounds awesome for us. We need to try to find a record label to release this. And our old manager, he was like, you definitely should try to contact Frontiers because, yeah, you deserve something quite big, you know. We're like, okay, we have nothing to lose. So,
Right.
so I sent an email to them, but I sent an email to them like, yeah, okay, nothing will happen, but you know, you have nothing to lose. And then 2 days after, I received a reply back saying, hey guys, let's talk. And I was like, oh God, really?
That's awesome.
And
That's
it
what you
was
want to hear. That's what you want to hear, though.
exact, but we're not expecting at all.
So did they, I guess, did you have to send anything to them to really like solidify the deal then, or did they look at what you did on YouTube, like your songs on the EP and such? Did
Yes.
they love you guys from the start, or did they kind of have to work with you a little bit? What was
No, it was just like I remember the email I sent to them. It was just like the 3 videos we did so far, and it was just this. And the only concern I remember they had, it was who is going to produce the album, where are you going to record?
Okay.
And when we said our producer, Jacob Herman, they were like, okay, we know the guy. So it was only this, man.
Okay, so yeah, right from there, they were pretty much they trusted you guys then. for the most part. They
Exactly.
were sold on you guys. Yeah. So with the album, Danger Zone just came out this year, and
Mhm.
I very solid. I will put the link into the description to one of your music videos, your newest one, and then also to my review of Danger Zone, because it is a solid album that needs to be heard. Like I said, for anyone who's a fan of like that straightforward, uh, early '90s, late '80s, sleazier side of hair metal or just metal in general, and very good stuff. Now, can you kind of explain how was the writing process here? Did you guys have most of
Mm.
these songs like in the bag by the time Frontiers was like, "Hey, you guys, we want an album from you," or was this kind of like a work in progress?
No, when we contacted Frontier, the album was done already.
Okay, all
They
right,
didn't listen to the album; they just listened to the 3 songs that was
right,
in the EP.
okay,
And actually, when we started the band, me and Brett, the singer, he had some other bands in the past. I had some other bands. And when we met, we were just like, let's do our own thing. I listened to his songs and I was like, wow. He listened to my songs and he was like, shit, we really definitely to work together. We need to do something. And we just feel so connected from the beginning, me and Brett. And basically, it's just me and him doing all the songs, everything you listen. And but yeah, and sorry, but I forgot the question.
how was the writing process? So, like you said, most of the songs were
Yeah,
already written.
yeah. Some of them
Mhm.
we took the best because I told him, yeah, the songs are good, but let's take like 3 each songs that's the best, and let's not try to live from the past. Let's try to do something new.
Right.
And the good or bad thing, we don't have a process at all.
Okay. Just
It's just like
whatever comes natural, kind of.
exactly.
Okay.
It's completely natural what we do. What we have, it's like if I have some ideas, it can be some riff, some melodies, some lyrics. I send to him and he's like, oh, okay, that's cool, but why don't you do like this? And he sent back and okay, what do you think about this? And we record, we change ideas all the time
Okay.
until it's like, okay, cool. And then I have a small studio here at home, and he comes just to sing because everything is done already because we work like this all
All
the
right.
time.
Sounds good. So, is there any work already on a second album? Are you able to talk about that at all?
Yeah, of course. We have basically the whole album ready,
Okay.
the next album. We just it's just we want to work a little bit more on the second album. We have more time, I would say, because when we did the first one, we didn't know that we'd become an album that we're supposed to sign with Frontiers. We just, yeah, whatever, you know.
Okay.
Now it's like, okay, things start getting serious, so we need to work more on the songs.
Okay.
And one thing that we are quite worried is try to not repeat ourselves,
Okay. Yeah.
not try to repeat the same formula we were doing before. Even the way he's singing, sometimes like, no. We try something different this time, you know.
Yeah, and that makes sense because that's is something that I would say most fans would say, especially like new listeners, if there's songs that start sounding very similar to each other, you're kind there's nothing fresh, there's nothing new to engage that fan, the listener.
Yeah, and I think it's boring when a band just released the album it sounds exactly like the previous one. It's like it's pointless, you
Yeah,
know.
I agree. I agree
So
with that.
yeah, so we are trying to do something. I not say different,
Hmm.
but different for ourselves, different for our first album.
Okay. All right.
Not different musically because I think it's impossible to do something
Right.
different nowadays.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, and one thing I remember that was quite funny. when we first listened to the album, everybody together, and I remember our drummer, Stan,
Hmm.
he was like, shit, this is so heavy. It was not supposed to be that heavy.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys, so that kind of leads me to another question then.
Mhm.
When you guys, the reception seems to be pretty good for this for
Yep.
Danger Zone. And but is there anything as a band consensus or you that you were kind of like, I kind of wish we did something different here, or we didn't keep this song on the album or put another song on the album? Is there any kind of like looking back and say maybe we should have done something a little different here?
Now, what I remember, it was this. Oh God, we it's so heavy. We are not supposed to be that heavy.
Okay.
It was one thing, and yeah, I remember. But it was good at the same time because I remember. Yeah, the drummer saying we should. I would like us to sound more 80s than this, but at the same time, we don't sound dated.
Correct. Yeah, you're right. It still has the modern aura vibe to it. Yeah, it doesn't sound like something
Exactly.
from 1989 that I just picked out from you know, a collection bin. So, yeah.
Exactly. And don't get me wrong, I love some new bands that sounds like 80s, but at the same time it's like, really?
Yeah, yeah, to somewhat to an extent it kind of cuts your creativity as well when
Yeah,
you try to put yourself in
exactly.
a box like that.
Exactly. So we kind of had an agreement to, okay, we can have the 80s style songs, but we don't want to sound like 80s, if you know
Okay.
what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. It just kind of you have that heart to it still, like you still have that feel, that passion on that side, but
Yeah,
just to tweak it a little bit. Make it your own.
yeah, yeah. I love the 80s,
Yeah. Yep.
I love it, but I am pretty sure it was good. I didn't live that era, but I want to live this one. I want to bring that back in my point of view in like a new thing. If
Yes.
you just live from the past, it's like, I don't know. It's
It could
not
get
my thing.
yeah, it could get old quick and repetitive. So
Exactly,
I'm with you.
exactly.
I'm with you on that. So, since since we touched a little bit on the second album, is there going to be a ballad on? Is it like you said there might be some different stuff? Is there going to be a ballad on the second album?
Yes.
Oh, all right. Good to hear. That's awesome. Awesome. You
Yes.
don't have to delve. You don't have to give too much away, but I'm happy to hear that there is going to be a little bit of something different, like you said, on the
Yeah,
second album. So
yeah, definitely. It'll be, it's, yeah. As I told you, I'm too honest sometimes. But it's a ballad. Let's say it's a ballad.
okay, all right. I'm quite interested to hear Brett doing some kind of ballad style song. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing. It's not because he is my friend. He is the singer in the band, but he's an awesome singer. He can
Okay.
sing every like country music. He can sing whatever. He
Okay.
can sing ballad. He can sing pop music. You
Okay.
know, and it quite. We had a conversation before. It's like it's not annoying that people call you Blackie Lollies all the time. Feels
Yeah.
like you just want to know how to do this,
Hmm.
and he was like, yeah, he doesn't care too much, to be honest. I think I care more than him, but at that part we try to talk. He needs to show some other things he can do it.
Correct. Yeah.
He's not this screamer all the time.
Yes. Not so one dimensional on the album.
Yes. It's
I
not
agree.
him 100% like singing that way.
Right. And I would say that would probably one of the things that kind of stood out to me.
Hmm.
He is kind of one dimensional on the album, like how you said, like the heaviness. I think that kind of contributes to that because that's more of a heavy style delivery that he's doing on most of these songs. So I I agree with that. And I think from what you just even told me so far here of us talking, I think the second album, the potential is certainly there, especially if you're trying to do some different things and instead of keeping it
Yeah.
all so because after so many songs, it kind of does blend together with any band or any album that when you try to sound just one particular way, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And it's quite boring after a while,
Yeah.
I think.
Yep. So, uh, I did since it seems like to be we on the Crash Course Metal Show. I've been bringing on a lot of
Hmm.
Swedish bands, European bands and such, and I
Hmm.
always try to get an answer from the artists that I interview. What was the best music scene? Does Sweden have a music scene? Have you been to anywhere in Europe that might be where is metal hiding, so to speak, right now, as far as like a scene? Do you have any kind of input to that?
Mm. I'd say, uh, how can I explain that? Sweden is it's really good, actually.
Hmm.
Um, since you're a big band, if you're a small band, I think it's hard everywhere, you
Right.
know. But yeah, but talk about Sweden, it's quite sad sometimes because I saw the interview you did with Lips.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I was laughing like,
Yeah.
yeah, like to be honest, I was thinking, oh God, the guys had the balls to say the truth, you know,
I know. Yeah.
because
Certainly. Yeah. Yep.
yeah, they had, but yeah, what they said it's 1% truth. It's like I was talking to a friend today and about gigs, this kind of stuff,
Hmm.
and especially on festivals. Then I just told him, yeah, to play in a big festival in Sweden, you need to be friends of the king, if you know what I mean. You need
Yep.
to have contacts. Contacts is more important than have good songs,
Yeah. Yep.
basically. You can have a okay band, not so good songs, but you have contacts. You can play everywhere, big festivals,
Hmm.
opening for big bands. And if you're a really good band, really awesome songs, I'm not talking about us, I'm talking about a lots of bands I know about Sweden that probably you never heard about them. They're so good. They're so wow.
Hmm.
Wow. It's like you never heard about them. They don't play in the big festivals. And it's like, why?
Yeah.
Why? And then, but I don't think it's only in Sweden, to be fair. I think it's
Right.
everywhere. So,
Yeah. Hey,
so Sweden is not a special country in that way.
yeah, okay. All right. Yeah. So, and it does seem to be like Sweden is like a hub for a lot of good bands ever since like that I can remember the last 20, 25 years and even prior to that as well. But it just seems like that second wave from like 2000 on, just really a lot of good stuff, a good hub coming out of Sweden, including Lips, you guys, Veins of Jenna back earlier, Crash Diet and everything. Like just really, really good stuff. And it's kind of really keeping it alive because obviously over here in the USA, it's not the best either, as far as a scene goes. And we
Mhm.
have our own little hubs as well, but it's definitely not what it used to be in the golden era that we all love and remember. But yeah, it's certainly. But
But you have,
that's yeah.
but you have I think you have new good bands in US as well, right?
Yes. Oh
They
yeah.
just don't play in the big festivals
Exactly. Exactly. And
because the big
100%.
festivals they prefer to have the big bands because it's financially better for them to
Yes.
have these old bands. I'm not against the old bands, of course I'm not. I love them,
Right.
but
I knew I think I knew what you tried to say because like I'm with you 100%. That's one of my gripes with a lot of these festivals. They bring these old bands that are great, but they only have one original member, or it's just there's no future
exactly,
bill. There's no future on that
yeah,
bill. And that
yeah.
kills what any kind of future of a music scene. And I think that's where what we're struggling with almost everywhere, it seems like.
That's exactly what I think, and it's not good. Can be good in a short way term, but in a long way term.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so
We're pretty much on the same page here, and I think that does seem to be a good consensus for a lot of people that I talk about in person and interviews and stuff like that, and that seems to be a consensus what's going on. So hopefully we can fix that soon and have a good future here in very soon. But so Andy, another question I have here is,
mhm.
what do you think for Smoking Snakes now as a band? What do you think the biggest misconception is of Smoking Snakes as far as say like fans or new members that come up that look at your album or just look at
Mhm.
you guys play live or whatever? What do you think the biggest misconception that most people have of you guys are or is?
Oh, yeah. Uh, maybe what I told before, people think you are too heavy.
Yeah.
Oh, people says it's. Uh, don't get me wrong, I love Wasp, but when the people
Yeah.
compare us to Wasp, it's like, nah,
Yeah, yep.
nah.
So that kind of leads me to another question. What was the album or band that made you be like, okay, I want to do this uh as a lifelong thing? I want to be a rock star, basically.
But for Destruction, Guns N' Roses.
Okay,
It was
classic album.
991, and it just changed my life completely. Even I don't listen to Guns N' Roses anymore.
Hmm.
I don't even have a CD or album or anything from Guns N' Roses.
Okay.
It's just like just for me, just they just have one good album,
Okay.
for me,
Yep.
and but because of them, then I start knowing about Motley Crue,
Yep.
and I was like, wow. And first time I saw Skid Row, I play
Okay.
bass because of Rachel Bolan. It
Yeah.
was so cool, that ring in the nose, and it was so cool. I was like, I want this.
Yes. Yep. Yep. Okay, so that's a good list there. Skid Row, certainly, Motley Crue. It's bands that are undeniably they did change the genre. They changed
Hmm.
they made metal very popular, and you can't
Exactly.
knock them for what they did or anything. Sure, are they overplayed? Yeah, more than likely, yes, they are. But I mean, at the same time, they are big because of how good their music is and what they did for our genre of metal and just
Yeah,
the subgenre as well. But
exactly. And I saw you have Vane. I
yeah,
love Vane as
uh,
well. It's like, wow. I remember 2016, I met Davey Van at Monsters of Rock Cruise.
did you?
And I
Okay,
was like, yes, and I was like 2 hours on him talking, and I was like, wow.
that's awesome. That is awesome. Because like even the new vein stuff that he releases, super good, and it's just awesome.
Yes,
And because Vane did just release a new album this year as well,
yes,
and I've been
yes.
trying to pick it up, and it's hard to. I've been having an issue with like in the store, in the on the
Uh-huh.
website, and it just sucks because like I'm like I need to get this. Like, come on, man. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But no, I agree with you. Vane is another one of those bands that just don't get talked about enough uh, for what they
Yeah,
did.
exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. And there's a lot of bands that, God, I love from the 80s.
right.
I,
Yep. So I guess we're coming down the home stretch here. What, at the end of the day, what does metal do or music do for you? What does it mean to you?
music is everything for me.
Hmm.
It's everything. I don't think I would be alive if it was because of music.
Yeah, that's
Even my wife, she was joking sometimes, when I don't know what to buy for you for Christmas, for I know it's something related to music.
yeah. Yeah.
It's a game. It can be whatever related to music.
Hmm.
So I, yeah, it's everything, everything.
Good deal. Yeah, and that's what it is for a lot of us, and that's
Yeah,
why I think like that kind of question, like depending on answers, because there's no real wrong answer to that question, but like depending on certain answers, the passion is there then in that artist,
yeah,
and that it's just cool to kind of hear their side of it, like what it means to them. Oh, it means the same to us fans as well, so it kind of just brings that much closer to the fan and the band, bond, I think.
definitely. And I love this, like, because I'm a fan, as I'm telling you, and I some people approach to me on Facebook or whatever, and they have the CD, they have the LP, and these kind of things, and they send from US the cover in the CD so we can sign.
Yeah, yeah.
And my wife see these kind of things. Are they crazy? I'm not. No, I'm exactly like
Yeah,
them.
yeah, that's funny. That's funny because I literally just did that as well. It's with Joe Ellis from Cats and Boots and Heavy Bones. I sent a couple things out to him to sign. Like it is something that all of us music diehard fans we like doing that.
Exactly. And I feel a bit emotional when I have these because I used to be on the other side. I mean, there's no sides here, of course, but
Hmm.
it's like I identify myself. I see myself. It's
Yeah,
like, oh God, someone that really likes music like me. Wow,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. And it doesn't get much better than that, does it, Andy?
No, no, no,
Yep.
never.
I
It's
I can
awesome.
imagine. Yeah, I can imagine, man. That is at the end of the day, you're kind of like, I'm happy now. Like you kind of that seems to be a pretty a goal between a lot of bands, especially in this era, the newer modern era. Like once you guys kind of hit to that point, you're like, man, this is the greatest feeling ever.
It was always for me,
Hmm.
my because I know I will not get rich doing this. I am
Yeah.
not getting girls doing this. I'm married already, by the way. So I do this for the love of the music, for the love of the music I have.
Hmm.
So that is, I want just to be connected with people that likes the same thing as I love. So that's
100%.
why I do this.
Yep. a hundred
It's not for
percent, man.
money.
And that it when that is when a band has that idea or that feeling, you hear that through their music and on their album. It's that plain and simple, and that's why fans gravitate to those bands and those albums. And that's
Exactly.
and that's
Like for the second album now, of course, Sweden in the winter is terrible.
Mhm.
It's when we do the songs, it's in the winter because we don't have anything better to do. And sometimes it's like, especially in the weekends that I don't need to work, it's like I sit on my computer, my table. It's like, I want to listen some songs. I don't know what I'm going to listen. I don't know what I want to listen. Okay, I want to do a song that I want to listen.
Yeah. Yep.
So it was basically what happens
Okay. All
doing the
right.
songs. It's the inspiration, I would say.
Yes. Yeah.
If you ask me, it's like I want to write songs
Mhm.
that I want to listen.
Yep.
Basically, this.
Yeah, that's good, man. Because like you guys already created a bunch of songs that a lot of people want to listen to. So you're keep doing what you're doing, my man. You guys
That's
are doing good.
Thank you. That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's great. Sometimes me and Brad we talk. It's like, oh God, people really seems to like us. Yeah, they're crazy, right?
Yeah. Oh man, that's awesome. But Andy, my man, this has been great. Can you tell the viewers and the fans where they can find you guys at?
Yes, yes, we are on Facebook, on Instagram. We are in TikTok, but I don't know how to use that shit until today. But they can find us there. And we have the Bandcamp as well. If
Okay.
you want to support the band, buy the signed vinyl, t-shirts, Bandcamp. And we are always open to someone that wants to talk to us. And that's
All
it.
right. Good deal. Yeah, I will put all the links to you guys for the band Smoking Snakes in the description as well if you guys are interested. And but Andy, man, this has been great. Any last words that you want to say to anybody?
Mm, enjoy life. It was one thing, like now it's summer. I become a bit emotional because I was doing barbecue with my family here.
Mhm.
I just remember how good to have the sun. Um, and I remember my cat was here last summer and she is not here anymore. And I
Okay.
was like, God, that's life, you know. You need to enjoy every moment, every minute. So
Yep.
if I can say something, it's this: just enjoy life, enjoy the moment.
Yep. 100%, man. Because like you said, you don't know when it's gonna be your last. So
Exactly.
yeah. I agree, Andy. 100%, brother. But guys, Andy, thank you, man, for coming on the show.
Uh,
We love talking.
yeah, it was really nice, Trevor. Really,
Good.
really nice. And thank you for everything,
Of
man.
course. Yeah, you guys are welcome back anytime. Big fan here, and very excited to hear the next album and that little ballad that you're talking about. Certainly excited for that.
Yeah, I hope you'll not be disappointed.
Nah, nah. I don't think as long as you guys, like you said, you guys have the passion and everything, the will, and you guys know what's good. So I don't think there's not gonna be any disappointment in that. So, but
Let's see.
good deal, brother. But yeah, guys, please go check out on Frontiers Music, Danger Zone from Smoking Snakes. Very good stuff. Very, right to the point metal. Good, very, very good. And some melodic sides as well to awesome. Can't praise it enough. But guys, that will wrap it up. Leave us a comment. Leave Andy and Smoking Snakes a comment. They'll be around, they'll check it out. And let us know what you guys think of Danger Zone and Smoking Snakes as well. But hit the subscribe button, party with us a little bit, hang out with us. We like to bring you guys all these unknown and forgotten bands through all of the eras of metal. We love it. And more that it's a pleasure for me to bring these smaller bands to the masses. It's awesome. But that's what metal's all about, Andy. Like we were always the underdogs. Even when metal was mainstream, we always seemed like we were the underdogs. So we certainly have to we certainly have our work in front of us though, as far as this era in in life, this generation for metal. But nonetheless, guys, that's Andy from Smoking Steaks. Thank you again, brother, for coming on. I'm Trevor Crash Knight, and stay out of that collateral damage, and we will see you guys later.
Yeah, I wrote that. It's called I Want to Rock Your Body. And then in parentheses it says to the break of dawn.